when I was 7, my mom woke me up for school and was like, hey, after school, we're not coming home. We're gonna go live with Bud. And I was like, who's Bud? And my mom's like, you know that girl Josie who's in your class at school? And yeah, her dad. We're gonna go live with them. And I was like, okay, so like you, me, my older sister, and my dad? And my mom's like, well, yeah, but not your dad. He's not coming. And I was like, okay. And sure enough, after school, my mom picks up me and my sister, and instead of going home, we go to an apartment. Now remember, I'm 7 years old, but I've been so sheltered and coddled my entire life that I was basically like a 5-year-old. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I was just rolling with it. So we walk in, and it's mostly empty. There's a futon in the living room. And then I see something that looks really familiar. I'm like, we have that same vacuum. And it's even broken in the same spot. How weird. And my mom's like, that's our vacuum. We live here now. And I was like, oh yeah, right. So I'm just starting to absorb this information when, guess who walks in the door? Josie. Yeah, the girl that bullies me at school. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm living here now with Josie and her older sister Jenna and this man that I guess I've met before a couple times. Briefly, very briefly. So I'm like, where's our bedroom? And my mom shows me an empty bedroom. And I'm like, and so in my brain, I'm like, okay, so naturally, you, mom, and me, and our sister, like, we're gonna share a bedroom, and then they're all gonna share another bedroom. And my mom's like, no, I'm gonna share a room with Bud. And I'm like, huh? And then I see that they have a king-sized bed in their room. And I'm like, you're gonna sleep in a bed with this guy? Where's Dad? And mind you, I had always slept in between my parents in their bed. I was terrified of sleeping alone. So I'm like, I'm gonna be sleeping in this bed with Bud too? And my mom's like, no, you're gonna sleep in this other room. And I'm like, I can't sleep with you? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, where's my bed? And she's like, oh, we're gonna get you guys beds soon, but you guys are gonna sleep on the floor tonight. Oh yeah, by the way, this is in the middle of a school week. This is like a Tuesday, okay? Holy trauma. Okay, so my mom's like telling me that I need to go take a bath, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. Can you help me out with that? You know? Because I've never taken a bath alone before. I don't know how to do that. And my mom's like, you can figure it out. Just turn on the water. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I've never taken a bath before, and I've never been in this particular bathtub. I don't know how to, what? Mom? Mom? And my new stepsisters, Josie and Jenna, are standing there, and they're like, you don't know how to take a bath? Why don't you just take a shower? And I'm like, I don't take a shower, I take a bath. And I don't know how to do it. I've never done it before. And they're like, oh my God, you still take baths and you don't even know how to run the water on your own? And I'm like, no, I don't. Because in the past, my mom, A, never taught me, and B, anytime I wanted to do something independent like that, I was told that I'm not allowed to. I would get in trouble if I had done that yesterday, but now I'm expected to do it. And obviously, I'm like so embarrassed in this moment. And I think I started crying, honestly. And now Jenna and Josie, like, they already thought I was weird, but now they like really think I'm weird. And I feel weird. I feel so weird. So I end up taking this bath. I don't even remember how that went. And when I get out, I'm ready to go snuggle up with my mom and watch some shows. But oh, hey, no, she's in the bedroom with Bud, and the door is locked. So I'm knocking. I'm like, Mom, like, it's evening time. Like, this is the time where we, like, watch TV together and, like, hang out, cuddle. And apparently not. Apparently I'm bothering them, and I'm supposed to be just doing something, whatever, with the other kids in the house. So I'm, like, so scared and so traumatized because I'm, like, I had a very insecure attachment with my mom. Had never really been away from her, and now, like, I'm locked out of her room. I can't sleep with her, and I'm gonna sleep on the floor with two girls. One I don't really know, and the other one bullies me at school. And my sister, who also hated me. So this was a 3-bedroom apartment, and I was meant to sleep in a bedroom with my older sister, and Josie and Jenna were in the other bedroom. But in the night, Josie was like, hey, do you guys want to switch? Me and Josie in one room, and Jenna and my sister in the other room. So I end up sleeping with Josie that night, and we're all on the floor, is whatever. And we kind of bond because, like, we have to. So the next day, we get up and we all go to school together. We go to class as usual, and then lunchtime rolls around. Josie comes up to me, and she's like, hey, come here. Invites me to sit at her table. with like the cool older kids. Remember, they're third grade. I'm a weird first grader. But I sit down and Emily is so confused. Like, she probably thought that Josie was bringing me over as like a sacrifice. Like, this is like a joke, a prank on me or something. And she gives Josie a look like, what are you doing? And Josie says to her, you can't be mean to her anymore because she's my stepsister now.
My husband's girl best friend of 10 years just openly decided to admit that she has feelings for my hubby, my man. So what did I do? I told my husband you can't be friends with her anymore. Obviously, here's what happened. She just got a divorce and moved back into town, okay? And ever since she's moved back into town, she has been texting my husband, calling my husband nonstop at weird hours. She didn't do this before. They'd catch up every so often. They'd hang out when she was in town, stuff like that. But not like this. Like, it'll be 1 a.m. and she's sending him a random, like, TikTok, or she's just talking to him about some drama, or she's just ranting about something. She'll be trying to call him. And I'm just like, have a little respect for our relationship here, you know, maybe. Anyways, she knows that my husband and I have date nights every Wednesday night and every Sunday night, okay? It's a fact. It's gonna happen every single time. She's aware of this. Well, on Sunday evening, we had our date night. We went and had some drinks, had a good time, and we took a few spicy cubes, okay? And by the time those were hitting, we're like, it's time to get home. We need to be in the privacy of our own home. Let's go home. So my husband shuts off his phone during date night. It's not uncommon, okay? It's so he can focus on us and to avoid her. Just being honest. He already put a boundary down with her prior, because I complained a little bit, saying like, you cannot call me after like 10:30 o'clock at night, okay? No calling, no texting. If you do, I'm not answering it. And she was like, okay, like weird, but okay. So we're getting home. And it's close to midnight when we're coming home from our date night, okay? And guess who is in our driveway? She's there. She's in our driveway. I'm like, what are you doing here? She gets out of her car, okay, and she's freaking out. She's like, I've been trying to call you nonstop. I didn't know what to do. I've been trying to call you. We think there's an emergency with how she's acting. We're like, oh my God, like what happened? Are you okay? Yeah, guess what happened? Her hinge date stood her up. Why are you in my driveway at this time of night? Because your hinge date stood you up. And what does that have to do with my husband? So she's going on a tangent, okay? And we're feeling the spicy cubes. We're just trying to get into our house. We don't want to sit and listen to this, okay? She's a grown woman. So my husband just tells her, he goes, listen, I'm sorry that happened to you, but we took some spicy cubes and we're trying to get in our house and go. So you need to go home. I'll call you in the morning. We'll talk about it then. She looked me in the eyes, right in the eyes. And she said, oh, you make him take those with you? A real woman wouldn't need him to take those. That's when my husband stepped in and he goes, you're not going to talk to my wife like that. But then I was like, oh, no. Because she's been stood up on her hinge dates about 8 different times. Red flags on her part. So I said, well, maybe if you took them, all your hinge dates would actually show up. You wouldn't be ghosted and stood up every single time. She did not take that well. She was mad. She goes around texting his whole family about how I am a horrible person, how I shamed her, blah, 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 made me out to be the bad guy here. And his family loves her. She's like a daughter to them because they've been friends for so long, okay? She plays the victim card. And then in the morning, she texted my husband telling him how she just has all these feelings for him. He's the one that got away. Here's the kicker. They never dated. They've never been in a relationship. They've only been friends. And my husband swears up and down on that. He's like, I've literally never been in a relationship with this woman. Is that not crazy? Like, I'm sorry, but this whole situation has turned absolutely diabolical.
My boyfriend told me to find another man while we were in bed. My boyfriend and I have been together for 8 years, but for the past couple of years, I've been having some health issues down there. To put it briefly, I started experiencing a lot of pain during intercourse, and it turns out I have something called endometriosis. So for the past couple of years, things have been a little bit hard when it comes to intimacy with my boyfriend, but I figured that it only hurts when he goes hard, like pounding hard, as many say. The thing that annoys me is that it seems like he now does it more after I voice to him that that's what causes the pain. And every time I try to have a conversation with him, especially nowadays, it always ends in a fight. So it's been really hard for me to deal with it because I feel like I'm disappointing him whenever I don't want to do it. And he always says like men have needs, and basically tells me without actually telling me that he might cheat if I don't do anything. So recently, on my birthday night, might I add, We were doing it, and I tell him to stop because he's going way too hard. I mean, I know this is TMI, but whatever. And he gets really mad, immediately gets off of me, tells me to get on top of him, and starts saying, you should go find someone with a smaller, you know what, because this is not working. I immediately get off of him and I go and cry to the bathroom, and he keeps on saying some things that are not very nice, but I'm out of it, so I don't even say anything back. He proceeded to fall asleep, and I stayed up all night just thinking about like how we could fix the situation. I feel guilty for feeling pain, but I can't help it. Like it's unbearable. So this morning we got up and we were having breakfast, and he asked me if I had slept okay, and I said not really. And then he proceeded to complain that he hadn't come the night before, so he wasn't feeling that good either. I literally just pretended I didn't hear it, and I just kept eating. As he's walking out the door, I go to give him a kiss, and he says, "Are you sure you even want to kiss me?" And I just looked at him and I just go, "You really can't get tired of saying mean things, can't you?" He then started yelling, saying that I hadn't even apologized for last night. And then I told him, I think you should be the one saying sorry, because it's not my fault that this is painful. I don't want to talk to my family about this because I don't want any judgment from them. So I don't know. I'm coming on TikTok to get some advice. Where do we go from here?
This story made me shake with anger when I read it. Have you guys heard of the woman who faked her own pregnancy for 9 months and then presented a reborn doll as her baby? So this woman from Scotland, she'd been seeing a guy for a few months before she told him that she was pregnant. He was obviously shocked, to say the least, and he begged her to get rid, which she declined, and instead threatened to tell his mum everything if he didn't do so first. He said, "Don't you dare tell my mum, I'm going to tell my mum myself," but she followed through with her threat, and she texted his mum and told her everything. So as you can imagine, his mum was not happy. She's just found out that her son is having a baby with someone that he barely knows, and she didn't even find out from her son, she found out from this woman. She feels like the whole thing's been really spiteful, the way it's been done, and she has her suspicions about this woman from the get-go. She doesn't quite know why she's suspicious, but she clearly has her suspicions. So a few months pass, this woman's belly is growing, her bump is growing, and then she has a gender reveal, and she invites both families. So her family's there, his family's there, everybody is there in support, and that is where they find out that the baby is a girl, which is a very important part to this story because the woman's mum has no grandchildren yet. So this is her first grandchild, but the guy's mum has 3 grandsons, and so this is her first little girl grandbaby. She is beyond excited at this point. Only 2 weeks after the gender reveal, this woman, this pregnant woman, then puts a post up on her Facebook to say she's just found out that her baby has a heart defect, which is going to affect the baby long into its adult life. There is a hole in the middle of its heart. In hindsight, reading her Facebook posts now, it's so obvious that she was just teeing up her liar to just off this baby. Then the 10th of October rolls around and she gives birth. Alone. Completely alone. At 2:46 a.m. and the baby weighs 5 pounds and 4 ounces, which is the exact weight of the father. This girl couldn't be playing on people's emotions more if she tried. Then came a barrage of pictures on Facebook. A few days after giving birth, she took the baby to her dead stepdad's grave and was taking pictures of the baby there. Then the next day she was taking pictures of the baby in all new outfits that her family had bought. A couple of days after that, there was a picture that she posted of a £1,000 pram that a family member had bought for her. Mind you, on the topic of what she uploaded to Facebook, she slated this guy and his whole family throughout her whole pregnancy. She said about how they weren't helping enough, how they weren't supportive enough, and just made them sound like really terrible people. Next, this woman takes the baby to the guy's house for the first visit. And I don't think she expects his mum to be there, but when she turns up, the mum's there. The only person allowed to touch this baby is the dad. So the dad's allowed to feed the baby, and the baby drinks, and the milk that was in the bottle was gone. So, you know, everything seems legit. Why would anybody question that? But his mum manages to get closer to that baby than what the woman would have wanted. And she comments on how the baby isn't moving. And excuses are made because this woman had an answer for absolutely everything. And then the guy's mum managed to touch the baby. And she commented on how cold the baby is. Now remember that she was suspicious of this girl from the start. She just didn't know why. And now her cogs are turning. And she actually says to the girl, "This isn't a baby. This is a doll." And at that point, the woman grabs her baby and rushes off to the hospital. When she makes the dad drive her to hospital. When they get there, she tells him he has to wait outside, which he doesn't question because every scan, every appointment that they've gone to, he's had to wait outside. He's never done this before. So she comes out of hospital saying the baby's fine, it's all to do with a heart defect and we just need to keep her wrapped up. But also, she does have a lot of mucus on her chest. And it's really important that you know, around this time, the guy and his mum were both calling for a DNA test. But anybody who knows anything about DNA tests know that you cannot DNA test a baby if it has mucus on its chest. So whilst most new mums are recovering for the next few weeks after giving birth, this woman is here, there and everywhere. She is a social butterfly. She's getting her friends to drive her to family members, to drive her to friends' house, to her place of work so that the baby can meet all of her colleagues, although from a distance. Nobody can get close to the baby. And everybody respects that because she's a new mum. She's overprotective. Her baby's ill. Nobody questions the rules of a new mum. And nobody has any reason to question her either because she's saying all of the right things. She's doing all of the right things. She's even openly showing people her adult nappies that she's wearing, that every mum wears after giving birth. But whenever somebody would ask to hold the baby or attempt to see the baby a tiny bit closer, this woman's whole demeanour would change. She would get so defensive, almost confrontational. She'd play on the baby's health and make people feel really guilty just for asking. She then starts to get a couple of comments that the baby looks like a doll. And I guess she must have realised that she can't keep this lie up forever because she sent the guy a text telling him that the baby had passed with no further details. This poor man thought he had just become a dad. Now he's finding out that his baby isn't here anymore. And then he finds out that it was never a baby in the first place, that none of it was ever real. That's when this woman's lies came crashing down around her. Now, I'm not sure what family member it was, but she had left the baby in her room and she left her room on the phone. So the baby was on its own in the room, and a family member took that opportunity to go and get a closer look at the baby because none of them could get close. She wouldn't let any of them get close. They hadn't even touched the baby. But this particular family member took their opportunity. They went into her room, and that's when they realised that this wasn't a baby at all. So this woman faked her whole pregnancy with a shot-bought bump. She faked scan pictures, hospital pictures. She had a video of her leaving the hospital holding the car seat with a baby in it. She faked the medical diagnosis. She faked her birth. She spent a small fortune on a reborn doll that would drink and pee. And she had AI-generated videos of the doll moving. This woman has caused the father, the families, everybody involved so much emotional trauma. But not only that, the financial burden, the amount of money these people spent on her baby. I mean, somebody who couldn't make it to the gender reveal sent her £500. The pram bought for £1,000. There were so many clothes bought. People spent their hard-earned money on this lie. As you can imagine, I did a deep dive on this woman and ended up down a huge rabbit hole on her. And I found that she's actually lied about miscarriages in the past. And not only that, she's lied about having cancer in the past. A lot of people are saying that she needs help. She needs medical help. I personally think that the only person who needs medical help is the guy, after what she's put him through. And in my opinion, prison is the only place for that level of lying and calculated manipulation, because it's dangerous.
This woman said after 6 years in what she considered to be her dream job, she was laid off due to company downsizing, or so she thought. You already know what time it is. Story time. Let's go ahead and get into it. She'd worked at this company for 6 years, climbed her way up, put in the hours, proved herself over and over again. She loved what she did and she was damn good at it. So when they called her into HR one day and told her that she was being let go, she was blindsided. They said it was downsizing, budget cuts, nothing personal, nothing performance related. She took her severance package and left, devastated but not suspicious. The next 2 years were brutal. She struggled to find work in her field, burned through her savings, had to move to a smaller apartment, gave up her car that she worked so hard to afford. She was starting over from scratch, and it felt like everything that she'd built was crumbling. But she kept pushing forward, parce que what else could she do? Then 2 years later, everything that she thought she knew got flipped upside down. The male executive that her friend had been sleeping with got exposed. His wife, and yes, his wife was a black woman, caught him stealing money from the company. Not a little bit, a lot. Enough that it made headlines in their industry. She filed for divorce and scorched the earth. And during that process, everything came to light, including what really happened 2 years ago. Here's what she found out. Years earlier, she'd referred her best friend to the company. They'd been tight since college, roommates at one point. This was her girl. So when her friend was looking for work, she vouched for her, helped her get her foot in the door, and then her friend got the job. Shortly after, her friend started having an affair with one of the higher-ups, a white man, married, powerful within the company. And because they were best friends, her friend told her everything. They'd gossip about it over lunch, after work, through text. She knew all the details. When they were sneaking around, what he was promising her, all of it. And he was promising her a lot, told her that he was going to leave his wife for her, that he just needed time to get his affairs in order, that she needed to be patient. Classic affair playbook. Now, she didn't approve of the situation, but it wasn't her business. She listened, like friends do. But then one day, her friend and this man got into a heated argument. He was pulling back, getting nervous, making excuses. Her friend panicked, and in the heat of the moment, let it slip that her friend, this black woman who referred her, knew about the affair. He flipped. He told her that if anyone found out, everything he promised her would disappear. His career, his reputation, his ability to leave his wife on his terms, all of it would be gone, and it would be her fault for being careless. Then he gave her an ultimatum. Get her friend out of the company, or he was going to be done with her for good. No more affair, no more promises, nothing. So her friend made her choice. She went to HR and filed a complaint, said that this woman had been bullying her, creating a hostile work environment, making her feel unsafe, and asked them to keep it anonymous because she feared for her safety. And here's the most twisted part. The whole time she was doing this, she kept pretending to be her friend, still texting her, still having lunch with her, still acting like everything was fine. HR took the complaint and did what a lot of HR departments do but nobody wants to talk about. They started looking for ways to push her out. They combed through her work looking for performance issues, but there were none. She was a model employee. So they did what companies do when they want someone gone but don't have cause. They use the fact that they're an at-will employer, called it downsizing, gave her a severance to make it look clean. She never knew there was a complaint, never got a chance to defend herself, just was told that she was being let go and walked out. Fast forward 2 years, the executive's wife discovers that he's not only been cheating with multiple women, but he's been embezzling money from the company. She reports him, files for divorce, and takes him for everything. During the legal proceeding, personal emails and texts come out, including the ones about getting this woman fired to cover up the affair. When she found out, she didn't waste any time confronting her so-called friend. What would be the point? She lawyered up and sued the company. Wrongful termination, retaliation, discrimination, the whole 9 yards. The company settled an undisclosed amount, but it was significant from what I understand. Enough to make up for the 2 years of hell that she went through and then some. She blocked her former friend completely. No conversation, no closure, just gone. As for the executive and her friend, they both lost their jobs. The affair that she destroyed a friendship for, it went nowhere. He never left his wife well. His wife left him and took almost everything in the divorce. So not only was he unemployed, he was also broke. And her former friend, no job, no man, and a reputation in the industry that made it nearly impossible for her to find work. Meanwhile, she's rebuilding her career stronger than ever with a settlement that gave her financial cushion to be selective about her next move. But here's what she's wrestling with. She got justice in the form of a payout, but was it enough? The company never had to publicly admit what they did. Her former friend never had to apologize to her or face her. The executive lost his money and his marriage, but that wasn't because of what he did to her. It was because he got caught stealing. Some people are saying she won, that she got paid, got rid of toxic people, and came out on top, that the best revenge is living well and moving on. Others are saying that it's not real justice because these people should have been publicly exposed for what they did to her, that a settlement with an NDA just lets companies keep doing this to other people. The woman says that she's at peace, though, with how things turned out, but sometimes she wonders if she should have done more, if she should have made more noise, if staying silent, even for a big payout, was letting them off easy.
So, me and my boyfriend met over a year ago. We've been having fun this past year. We really enjoy each other's company. We're basically in love. We talked a lot about marriage and kids and a future together, and that's pretty much where we're headed. The only problem is that he's married. So he's been married for 16 years, but him and his wife have completely lost connection with each other. They don't hang out. They don't go out on dates. He's not really attracted to her. And so pretty much I've just been waiting for him to go ahead and get the divorce so that me and him can get married. And that's pretty much what's going to happen next. The only reason why I haven't pushed back is because his wife is the breadwinner. And so she'll give him like a weekly allowance. And it's a lot of money. She makes a lot of money. So she gets a weekly allowance from her. And with that allowance, he's able to, like take me out on dates. Sometimes every now and then when we can, we'll travel. She travels a lot for work. And so when she's traveling, we'll take that opportunity to go and do a vacation for us. He buys me gifts. He recently just got me, maybe 2 months ago, he got me an apartment in River Oaks, and he got me a new car to drive. Well, anyway, things have been going fine, and we weren't really having any issues. I mean, we never really suspected that she was onto us, but she found out about the affair, and she found some explicit photos and some explicit videos of me on his iPad. So since she found the explicit photos and the explicit videos, she went ahead and got mad at him. She filed for divorce. And at this point, I pretty much just had decided to stick with him because as soon as they get their divorce, then me and him are going to get married. And that's pretty much how the plan has always gone. I mean, just because he's cheated on her doesn't mean, I know he's not going to do that to me. They're going to get a divorce and me and him are going to get married. But last week, I was served with their divorce papers. So basically, I've been subpoenaed to go to court for their divorce trial because they're going to trial because she does not want him to get any of her money. And he feels like he deserves half. And I do too, even though he cheated. Because that really doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. But I got subpoenaed to go to their trial to testify about the affair, what happened during the affair, how much money he spent on me during the affair, and then they're going to use the explicit videos and photos and basically play them in open court during their trial. And it's just going to be so embarrassing. And like, I cannot let these videos get out. Like my my grandmother is going to kill me when she sees this, if she has to see this. So now I'm looking for a lawyer to kind of help me with this whole situation and keep all of these videos and photos and keep me from having to testify about the affair at trial. My boyfriend, he's the one who actually found me a lawyer, and he's going to pay for it with his wife's money. So money is really not an object. I just need like the best lawyer in town, like as quickly as possible. So yeah, and that's how dumb y'all be sounding after y'all call my office and y'all have been cheating, running around town with a married man, and you think he's gonna marry you after he's cheated on his wife, and you want me to represent you. Absolutely not.
Story time about how I had a baby with my baby daddy's brother. I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory, and then we're gonna get right into the story. So boom, me and my baby daddy met whenever we was in high school. We went to high school together, and at some point we ended up talking, and then I stopped talking to him. A little while after that, like a few months later, maybe like 6 months later, he ended up trying to talk to me again, and then, you know, that's how, you know, we ended up, like, things transpired from there. So after high school, me and him ended up moving in together. I got pregnant. You know, we ended up breaking up a little while after, and after that he went to prison 4 days after my daughter was born. So while he was in prison, you know, I already knew his brother and everything was cool. Me and his brother was always cool, like a sister-in-law, brother-in-law relationship. So everything was all cool, and then, like, you know, he went to prison, my baby daddy went to prison, and, like, we would, like, speak, me and the brother would speak about, like, my baby daddy be in prison, you know, when he's coming home and things like that. Like, when my baby daddy would call me, he would ask me, like, to do it 3 ways so he could talk to his brother and everything like that, and, like, you know, that's just that. So after a while, like, me and my baby daddy just, you know, was not even on that no more. And the brother started to look good to me. I'm like, okay. So, the brother actually came on to me, and I was like, all right, cool. Like, you know, okay, cool. So we started talking. My baby daddy did not know at the time. He's still in prison at this time. So after that, yeah, me and my brother-in-law, supposedly, you know, were like starting to take things to the next level. Like, we was, you know, seeing each other every day. We was talking every day. Like, at this point, we was in a relationship. So, you know, one day, my baby daddy had called me, and he, you know, I low-key forgot y'all was brothers. So my baby daddy called me, and I'm in the car with his brother. So he's like, hey, what up, or whatever, you know. They start talking, and then my baby daddy was like, what you doing? Like, what y'all got going on? And he's like, oh, no, I'm chilling with my girl. And he's like, my girl, bitch, is you cool? And he's like, oh, shit. We look at each other like, bitch, what the fuck? So after that, he knew, you know, and, like, he texted me a big old paragraph, and he, like, fucked up with me. He gonna come home and do this and do that and do that. And, well, you know, like, there's nothing I could do about it now. So, you know, we kind of just, like, after that, like, we kind of just agreed, like, we don't even need to be doing this. Like, that's fucked up, you know. So after that, like, 2-3 weeks later, y'all, I found out I was pregnant. So obviously it's by the brother. So now I got 2 brothers, both my baby daddies. So, like, what the fuck? So after that, yeah, we know how that goes. So that's how my baby daddy found out that I was messing with his brother, but he did not know yet about how I was pregnant by his brother. So after that, his brother, you know, like, we, at this point, like, I told his brother, like, yeah, I'm having a baby, you know, we pregnant, whatever, like, what we gonna do? So he's like, you know, like, this just what we gotta do. And I'm like, okay, cool. So me and my second baby daddy at this point, ain't even the brother. This is my second baby daddy at this point. So I'm like, me and my baby daddy, like, my second baby daddy, like, we cool. Like, all right, we talking about we can't do this relationship no more. Yes, we can. We having a baby at this point. We ain't, shit, what we gonna do? So, you know, I'm, like, low-key fucked up, like, damn, like, bitch, the brothers. So I'm like, I just gotta tell my first baby daddy. So one day my baby daddy had called me, and I'm like, look, he, like, trying to, hey, how you doing? Like, what's my daughter doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, I just gotta let you know right now, like, I'm having a baby. And he's like, oh, yeah? And I'm like, yeah. And at this time we weren't together, so he really wasn't fucked up with me. But he's like, damn, he's like, that's crazy. Do you know what it is yet? And I'm like, yes, a boy. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, that's good. He's like, I'm happy for you, whatever. He's like, I didn't think you would have a baby on me or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't have a baby on you. We're not together. And he's like, I mean, yeah, you're right. But, like, still. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, well, I got something else to tell you. He's like, oh shit, what is it? And I'm like, his name is the dad. He's like, what? And I'm like, your brother is the dad. Like, and I low-key, bitch, I was shaking, I was scared. So he's like, bitch, what the fuck you mean? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like going off and cussing me out. And he's like, well, since he the dad, bitch, I know he around somewhere. And I'm like, well, he finna pull up. He went to the store real quick to go get me something to eat. And he was like, oh, so y'all living together, y'all playing house now. And I'm like, no, not technically, but like technically. And he was like, bitch, y'all all the way through, bitch, y'all played out this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, I'm like, I'm sorry, like, that was never supposed to happen, you know, after you, like, found out me and him was fucking with each other. Like, we actually was like, we finna not fuck with each other no more. And then things just kind of transpired. And he was going to fuck off, y'all. So he only had like a month or two left until he was supposed to get out of prison, right? I think it was like a month and a half. So boom, he ended up getting out, y'all. Why did he beat his brother the fuck up? Like, bloody nose. Like, he sent his brother to the hospital, y'all. He didn't do that to me. He don't put his hands on bitches, but he sent his brother to the hospital, y'all. So now me and my my first baby daddy are back together, and everything's cool, you know. Like, I think he kind of fucked up, and I did have the baby, so I got 2 kids now. And I mean, that's his uncle daddy now. Story time about how my baby daddy's mom found out that I had a baby by both of her sons, which means the brothers. All right, so let's get right into the story time. So in the last story time, I told y'all about how when my baby dad called and he told me that he wanted to talk to his daughter, see how his daughter was and everything. I just pretty much told him, like, look, I need to tell you something. So after I told him, like, you know, I'm pregnant by your brother and we're having a boy, he pretty much started spazzing on me, you know, cussing me out, telling me he gonna do this, that, and third whenever he get home. And I told him I don't want no smoke, like, none at all. So after that, I guess he ended up calling his mama, and he told her what was going on. He's like, you know, tell me why Naya's pregnant by my brother and they're having a little boy. And she's like speechless, like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, she thought he was joking at first, and he's like, no, like, I'm dead serious. Like, call her and ask her. So this lady ended up hanging up the phone with him. She called me and she's like, tell me why blase just called me and said that you having a baby with blase. She's like, is this true? And I'm like, yes, ma'am. And she's like, and how far along are you? And I'm like, I tell her, and she's like, and you didn't think to tell nobody? And I'm like, I mean, this is not really nobody's business but ours. So, you know, I told who needed to know. And so she's like, well, he got a sister for you. So, I mean, that's, whenever you drop this baby, that's that. And so I'm like, bitch, I got plenty of sisters. What up? The fuck? So she's like, okay, well, let me call his sister. And if that's what you want to do, we can do. I said, I don't want to do nothing. First of all, I'm pregnant. But if that's what y'all want to do, we can do that. So anyway, I ended up calling my sister up. And I'm like, hey, so-and-so, mom, trying to get his sister to fight me because, you know, the situation. So she's like, oh, okay, we'll say no more. She's like, let me get ready, whatever. And she's like, and then I'll, you know, pull up. So I'm like, all right, cool. So anyway, the mom ended up texting me. She said, meet us at Bones Hook. And I'm like, all right, cool. You ain't got to say no motherfucking more, bitch. I'm on the way. So I pull up to my sister. I go get 2 of my sisters, actually. Only one was supposed to come, but I go get 2 of my sisters. And we pull up over there. And then the mama there, the sister there. That's it. And it's me and my 2 sisters. So they end up fighting. I ain't gonna hold you. My sister got her ass whooped the first round. Like, I'm talking about beat the fuck up. I'm like, oh, brother. So mind y'all, they fighting because I got pregnant by both the brothers. So I'm just like, my sister finna whoop my ass after this. So anyway, yeah, so they fought that one time, and then my sister was like, hold on, I need some motherfucking water. So my sister went to the car, got some water or whatever, and my sister-in-law is calling out my other sister, like, what up? My other sister, she's not a fighter, okay? She's like, I'm not fighting y'all, like, I'm just here to watch. I'm here for emotional support. So they was like, yeah, y'all ain't like that for real, blah, blah. And I'm like, we is not. We are not, boo. Like, we is not like that. So anyway, my sister come back from the car, and little did I know, my sister had her hands wrapped. And I did not know what she had going on. So I'm looking at her like, what the fuck? So after that, come to find out, okay, so my sister gets to whooping this hoe. Like, I'm talking about, sorry, I didn't mean to call her a hoe. Like, we cool now. But she gets to whooping this hoe. Like, I'm talking about whooping the fuck out of her. Like, worse than she did her type shit. So we get back in the car. I'm like, what the fuck you had in your hands? Like, brass knuckles? Like, is you cool? And she's like, nah. She's like, I spray mace on this cloth. And she's like, I ripped this hoe up and I put it on my hands. She's like, I wasn't finna go out like that. I said, yup, as you should. Ain't no rules applied. And clock it. So anyway, so they both got their round. After that, you know, sister left a little bloody. My sister left a little bloody. And that's just that on that, right? So after that, you know, I didn't speak to the family after that, like, for a little bit. So the mama ended up reaching back out to me, and she's like, when are you supposed to have this baby? And I'm, you know, I tell her whatever. And she's like, okay, well, what do you need for this baby? So I tell her, like, the few things that I had left that I had to get the baby or whatever. And so she's like, okay, I'll get it for you, whatever. She ended up getting it and everything. I ended up having my son. Everything was all fine and dandy. Everything was cool. So after that, I ended up having my son, like I said. Everything was cool. And then the sister hit my phone. She's like, oh, bitch, you thought you was cool after that? She's like my mama said, when you drop that baby, it's up. And I'm like, I don't want no smoke, girl. I don't want no motherfucking smoke. Y'all, this girl must have pulled up to my motherfucking house. And so I'm low-key scared to come outside. I'm like, fuck, you know what Mo3 says? She's scared to come? Yeah, I'm scared to come outside. So I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to call people, nobody answering. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm gonna just have to come out here and take this ass whooping for fucking both her brothers. Like, bitch, that's me, not you. What the fuck? Why are you mad? So anyway, I'm like, well, I come outside. I'm like, well, your niece and your nephew out there. Like, what we gonna do? And she's like, girl, they be all right. Why you get this ass whooping? I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I come outside. You know, I come outside with no shoes on. Bro, when I tell you I got to whooping this hoe, I was lost. Like, bitch, when did you learn to fight? What the fuck? I'm whooping this hoe, whooping this hoe, whooping this hoe, boom. She started whooping on me. I'm like, oh, okay, see, this is why, getting your head all big, girl. You gotta chill out. So, boom, she whooped my ass. Like, I whooped her ass for a cool minute. This hoe whooped my ass up and down the motherfucking street. I said, oh, my God, this is why you don't fuck brothers. So, yeah, after that, mind y'all, the dad is not really around. Like, not really. He's not around. So, like, the dad is out of the picture. It's just the two sisters and the two brothers. I mean, the mom and the sister and then the two brothers. So, yeah. That was really it. And then she said, all right, now we cool. She's like, I whooped your ass and now we cool. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be cool with you after you whoop my ass just because I fucked both your brothers? Like, bitch, what they got to do with you for real? Like, but I was like, you know, whatever, because I don't want my ass whooped again. So, after that, you know, my baby daddy come home, whatever, and he's like, I don't agree with everything that happened. He's like, but we just gonna let all of that go. Let the past be the past. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever floats your boat. So after that, you know, he like tell me, because every time we go to like his family house or whatever, it's always some type of tension. So he tell me, like, I just feel like, you know, you and my family need to sit down and have a conversation, like you, my mom, and my sister. And I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't got no problem with doing it. I know they're not going to come around, but it's all right. So I ended up reaching out to the mom, and I'm like, hey, you know, can you and Kiki, you know, come and have lunch with me? You know, I just want to discuss some things. So she's like, I mean, I really don't want to discuss, but, you know, we can do that. So we ended up going to have lunch. I bring my son, which is the second baby daddy child. I bring him or whatever, they playing with him, they talking to him. This is not the first time they met him, obviously, but yeah, and everything's cool, fine, and dandy. Well, I ended up telling him, like, look, like, you know, things happen how they happen, you know, there's nothing I can do to take it back, there's no rewinding, you know, we done all fought around this motherfucker. I done had a baby by both the brothers, like, me and the baby daddy, my first baby daddy got back together, like, what are we gonna do now? Like, you know, we can't just always come around with tension. So the mom, like, the sister was like, nah, that's your fault, like, nobody didn't tell you to go do that, nobody didn't tell you to be fast. And I'm just like, it's not your problem that I'm faster than Mexican music, bitch. Like, that's my problem. But yeah, so she's not like really budging. And the mom's like, look, she tell Kiki, she's like, shut up. So she's like, look, you know, at the end of the day, like you said, things happen how they happen. She said, we will work on our relationship with you. She said, I'm not saying it'll be better within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. She said, but we will work on our relationship with you. So I'm just like, all right, cool. After that, y'all, everything got good, dandy. Now we can go over there. We can all talk and laugh, and everything's fine. And that's really it. Story time about how I found out my second baby daddy like boys. So let's get right into it. Like I told y'all, me and my baby daddy, my first baby daddy, were not together. At this point, I had already told him that I was having a baby by his brother. His mom, you know, knew at this point. Everything had already transpired, like everything. So at this point, like I said, we already having a baby, and he ended up moving into my house with me. You know, after he had moved into the house, everything was cool, fine and dandy. And he was working at first, and then he had lost a job, and he was out of his job for, I think, like a month, like maximum. But at this point, he was out for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. So I was working at Amazon at the time. I worked overnight, and when I was at work, my mom kept my baby overnight. So at this point, I'm at work and everything, and he had texted me and told me, like, well, no, before I had went to work, he told me he might go out. So then when I was at work, he texted me and he told me, like, he's gonna go out with his friends or whatever, and this was not out of the ordinary. I didn't really care if he went out. So he ended up going out with his friends or whatever, and, well, supposedly, and, I didn't have his location or nothing. I didn't care to. So, the texting kind of slowed down whenever he had went out with his friends, and, I'm like, okay, cool. So, I like to get a lot of hours at work, especially when I worked at Amazon. I love to get extra hours. So I would never, like, come home early. I would always usually stay like an hour or two later. Well, I did not want to stay late this day. They had offered VTO, and I was like, yeah, I need that. So my job was pregnant at the time, so, I really just didn't want to be there at this point. So he did not know that I was coming home early. Like, like I said, I usually stay later rather than come home early. So at this point, he stopped texting me. It's like 2:30 in the morning, so it's not unusual, like, I'm assuming he's asleep. So I ended up going straight home. I didn't go get my daughter because she was asleep. My mom said just leave her and then go get her in the morning. So I just ended up going straight home, and when I got home, I noticed another car. It wasn't in our in our driveway. It wasn't in front of our house, but it was like in front of the house next door. And that car's never there, but, like, I didn't really think nothing of it because, like, I don't know who them people have at their house. So I ended up like, ignoring the fact, and then I go inside the house. Well, I go to the front door or whatever. I go inside the house. So whenever I go inside the house, I'm very quiet because I think he's asleep. Well, he was asleep, but, I'm like, he's asleep, let me be quiet. So I go inside the house, y'all. When you go inside the house, it's the living room, and then, like, you look straight, it's the kitchen, and then you turn to the right, there's the hallway, and, like, right when you enter the hallway, there's my bedroom. So whenever I go into the hallway, y'all, like, I hear heavy snoring. He does not snore like this. I'm like, why the fuck is he snoring? So he is not that tired. So I walk in a room, and I'm telling him, I'm like, why are you snoring so loud? You are not that tired. And boom, y'all, what do I see? 2 men in a bed. I'm like, what the fuck? Y'all, whenever I tell y'all I was shook, I was fucking shook. So I'm like, what the fuck do y'all got going on? And he's like, oh, no, this my homeboy. He just needed a place to stay for the night. So I told him he could stay here till his baby mama stopped tripping. And I'm just like, so he had to sleep in a bed with you? My bed with you, bitch? Like, no, there's a couch. There's 2 couches in the living room for a reason. There's a carpet on the floor if he wanted to sleep on the floor. Like, he did not have to sleep in a bed with you. And he's like, I mean, yeah, you're right, but, I just wanted him to be comfortable, because, he's going through a hard time right now. And I'm like, bitch, we going through a hard time right now, bitch. Your mama don't like me, your sister don't like me, bitch. Your brother don't like me, which is my baby daddy, bitch. Like, I'm pregnant by the brothers, bitch. I'm going through a lot, ho. Get this motherfucker out my bed. So he's like, all right. He's like, yeah, bro. He's like, you probably have to go because, you see my girl tripping or whatever. He's like, oh, no, bro, I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me stay or whatever. Like, cool. Yeah. I'm just standing there, like, waiting for him to get out the bed. He's like, why you got to be in here while he getting out the bed? I'm like, bitch, why do I not need to be out here when he getting out? In here when he getting out the bed, bitch. Like, get out the fucking bed. He's like, nah, just get out. Like, you don't got to be in here. So at this point, I'm like, is you cool? So I'm just like, what the fuck? So now I'm really not getting out because now there's some weird shit going on. So boom, I'm just standing there. He's like, nah, bro, I just got to get out. He's like, I'm not finna sit here, wait for her to get out for 30 minutes. Y'all, he get out the bed, no drawers. I'm talking about no drawers. Weenie just out. And I'm like, I know y'all not doing what the fuck I think y'all doing. And he's like, no, it ain't even like that, like, that's just how he sleep at home. He wanted to be comfortable. Bitch, you got me fucked up. So boom, I turned the fucking lights on, y'all. Why did I go to the bed? I took them goddamn blankets off. My man is my baby daddy, bitch, is naked too. Y'all got me fucked up. So I start looking at the bed, bitch. It's marks. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's wet spots everywhere on the bed. I am fucking confused, bitch. So I start looking around. Y'all, the clues is in my motherfucking face. So at this point, I'm like, yeah, bitch, you got me fucked up. Like, you got me all the way fucked up. Like, both of y'all can get the fuck out, bitch. He's like, it ain't even like that. Like, We wasn't doing nothing. He was like, you know, he did ask if I wanted to experiment, but I ended up telling him no, so we didn't end up doing nothing. Bitch, for one, I wouldn't give a fuck if it was really just an experiment, bitch, but I know you lying, hoe. Get the fuck out. So I tell him, like, bitch, this is why I should have never fucked with you, bitch. You is my baby daddy brother anyway, hoe. Like, all of us is trifling, but, bitch, y'all fucking trifling, bitch. So, yeah, that happened or whatever. Then, they ended up leaving, both of them. They get dressed and they leave in dude's car. And I'm just up, like, bitch, I couldn't even sleep at this point. I'm like, what the fuck? So, my baby dad come back at, like, 6:30 in the morning or so. Mind y'all, I'm still awake. Like, I could not sleep at this point. Like, what the fuck? I'm pregnant by a down low? Like, how is you cool? So, he come back or whatever. He knocking on the door. I'm not answering. I see him through my camera. I'm not answering. So, finally, I answer through the camera. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck do you want? He's like, I just need to talk to you. And I'm like, cool. Talk, bitch. And he's like, no, like, I want to come inside. I just need to talk to you. So, he come inside, whatever, y'all. At this point, like, I'm just like, I don't even care, bitch. Like, you're that. Like, no. So, he come inside or whatever, and mind you, I told y'all he got out of prison. Like, at this point, it wasn't too long. It was not, I don't think it was even a year. So, he, this is not the first baby dad. This is the second baby dad. They both went to prison at some point. So, the second one, he's like, you know, kind of getting mad, like, while we talking. He kind of getting mad and shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you mad for, bitch? I need to be mad, bitch. You fucked a dude in my bed, bitch, and I am a female, bitch. What did that make you? So anyway, he ended up getting mad, y'all. Tell me why. He tell me he finna go get his sister for me again. And I'm like, bitch, you finna have your sister pull up and whoop my ass again and put me up and down the street because you are that word, bitch? Like, this ain't adding up. Like, I just gotta leave this family alone, ain't it? So, he just saying, like, yeah, you gonna have to listen to me or I'm gonna call my sister. And I'm like, I ain't scared of your sister, bitch. That bitch could whoop me up and down the motherfucking street, bitch. She could whoop my ass up and down the motherfucking city, bitch. I would not give a fuck. Hell, I'm not scared of her. Like, call her, call the big bad wolf, bitch, and call whoever the fuck else. Ho, this is my house. What the fuck? So, yeah, he ended up leaving and he really called his sister. Like, he was sitting outside, he on the phone, whatever. And then, boom. That's when the sister had pulled up.